There's no man who loves neon more than our next guest. His name's Shawn Olmstead. He's the head coach of the men's volleyball team, who's coming off of back-to-back national championship game appearances and MPSF titles, by the way. Shawn, welcome back to Studio B, man.
Hey, thank you guys always for having me. I love it.
It is early January, and that means men's volleyball time. I can't
Here.
tell you how excited I am to be back in the Smith Fieldhouse, and your team looks ready to go.
I'm just excited all the text messages I get from you now going forward for the next 4 months. That's what I'm excited about. You know, that's where
Even if they repeat for you, but not for me.
They did. You sent me two last night. I said, yeah, I got your first one. I get it. You know,
I was
we're
like,
good.
what is he talking
Yeah, they
about?
were comparing text messages in the break. No, I only sent it once. Well, I got two.
I got two. Yeah, must be my home network. I got to get that fixed. Something's going on.
Yeah, I have Sprint, so who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows? I went to practice yesterday and watched your team. This is a group who returned some real experience. But this is a young-looking group, too, on kind of the second wave. Tell us a little bit about the 2018 edition.
Yeah, I mean, we're excited. I think you saw the energy and the vibe with the group. As a coaching staff, we're really enjoying working with these guys, every one of them. It's a really, really just a great group of guys. You say that every year, but we're having a blast, and it's going to be kind of a mix of both. And I was talking with Ben outside a little before we came in, and we've got some good veteran, some guys that have been through the ringer the last few years with us. They're back on the court. They're going to play a great kind of leadership role for our guys, and I think they're going to help out those young guys because we're going to rely on a few young guys to come in there and compete and get after it and help us in any way they can.
From an emotion standpoint, is there something different about getting ready for match number one?
Yeah, I mean, it's always kind of the unknowns, and I've told people every year you try to gauge, okay, how do I feel going into this season? There's been seasons when where I was just freaked out. You can't eat anything, can't do anything, and then things just go great, and boom, okay, kind of takes care of itself that way. Other times maybe you feel a little more comfortable, and then you get out there and go, oh my gosh, what did we forget to cover? What did we forget to kind of go over to help these guys, prepare these guys? So every year it's really hard to gauge until you just get out there. The first serve, goes and we start competing. So then you start to see the team develop little by little. You kind of see that take place.
There's a tournament going on today and tomorrow at the Smith Fieldhouse. It's Lewis and UC Irvine, which is a great matchup. Before BYU and Loyola, Chicago tonight, 9 Eastern time on BYUtv. You had a fun visitor yesterday at practice. Karch Karai was there, who's the Michael Jordan of men's volleyball in the United States.
I mean, of course, it's Karch Karai. I mean, I tried to explain that to my wife last night. It's I don't know. It's Lionel Messi. It's whoever you want to, whatever sports figure. Absolutely, gold medalist over and over. Showed that he could win indoor. He can go on the beach and take your lunch as well. And wins a gold medal there when that was brought to the Olympic Games. So he's an outstanding competitor, great person, doing a great job with the women's national team. Pretty fun. The guys I think enjoyed having him there.
And a guy who your dad has a connection with, and then you have a connection with.
Yeah, my dad coached him. Santa Barbara High Dons, 1978 state champions. And so I've got a picture in my office, a couple different ones that he's running around the court at the gym in Santa Barbara, and I'm in little overalls. I was 3 months old, and so I've been fortunate to have that connection with him for many, many years, and he's got a really good relationship with my dad. Yeah.
You guys, preseason number 3. When you look at expectations, I guess how do you view expectations, or do you view them as expectations?
No, I mean, you look at the preseason. We were talking about this just the other day, and there's a lot of people try to, okay, who has what coming back, what key parts, players, experience, who's done what, and it goes off a lot of your past accomplishments. So it's a credit to all the guys that have come through this program that have really built a level of consistency. And then, trying to predict who's going to have an impact, who's going to develop. In reality, nobody knows. The other coaches don't know the development in your gym unless you're opening the doors and telling the world. But it's kind of a lot of that. And we just want to get, we're trying to just get better little by little. Here we go. We start, and we're going to go out there. We're going to learn a bunch about ourselves tonight, and then keep doing all we can to get better for tomorrow night. But beyond tonight, we've got to just take this moment and this opportunity to compete, learn about ourselves a little, and, figure out what we can do to help this group of guys.
What do you think? You talk about still trying to figure out and what you what you will learn about this? What do you think you know about this team even before the first match?
I know that this team's got a lot of fight and a good heart. I like where their energy, their commitment to every day. I really like that right now. So they've been able to do that. Take each practice as kind of a new opportunity. Forget what happened yesterday, the day before. Get into the gym in that moment and that opportunity, and really have a good practice, whatever we're doing. And so I think we know that they're going to get in. They're going to compete really, really hard, and there's going to be learning. That always takes place, some ups and downs. And so we're trying to look for, if we can be consistently, we don't want to be up and down, Wasatch Front down to the, the Utah Lake, up and down. We want to stay
one wants
right.
to be in the Utah Lake.
Yeah, we want to stay right at the, the Y on the mountain, just kind of be steady and consistent, and we talk to those guys about that a lot.
Shawn Olmstead is on BYU Sports Nation, the men's volleyball team, who opens the season tonight. 4 seniors, all of which look to play a big role. Leo Durkin, Bryce Jarman, Brendan Sander, Eric Sykes. You lose Ben Patch, who goes pro. Tim Daubert goes pro as well, graduates early. You lose Jake Langlois as well, who's playing professionally. So there's some people to replace here, but one of the exciting young guns, tell us a little bit about the 6'7" Puerto Rican freshman, Gabi Garcia Fernandez. This he's got an arm, man.
Yeah, I mean, you can tell us. You were there yesterday. I thought you probably saw a lot. We're really excited about him. I really like the experience that he brings. In Puerto Rico, he's had a handful of opportunities to compete in different places in the world, on the biggest stages, the world championships, etc. And so he's comfortable with that. He enjoys that. That's what he wants. And coming to BYU, that's the opportunity I want to have and be able to kind of showcase and compete. And so we're really excited about him. He's going to go through some ups and downs. We've talked. He and I were talking late last night after practice, and just to be able to kind of be steady. There's going to be those ups and downs, and make sure you're steady through it, and just understand that, hey, on to the next play, on to the next serve, whatever happened before, don't worry too much about it, and let's go get the next one.
For those that are watching the match or those that are in attendance, they may notice something different about the floor.
Yeah.
So, okay, the TerraFlex floor.
Yes.
Explain what it is, and more importantly, will it help a middle-aged guy with no vertical ability look like he knows what he's doing out there? Asking for a friend.
No, it may
You're not
help
talking
you.
about Shawn, right?
Oh, yeah, I was gonna. Yeah, don't worry about that. I didn't have to worry about my vertical too much when I got here, but it may help you as you leave the gym. The ice bags may be, maybe not 2 or 4 or 5, maybe 1 on one knee, because man, that knee got a little banged up. But it's the best volleyball floor you can have. It's at every Olympic national team event. I was talking with Karch. Every event they play in, he said, is on TerraFlex. It's on that surface. And there's only a few programs in the country that have it. We're so lucky to have it. We're excited. The guys like it. I mean, just the look. Look at that picture right there. It's beautiful. And so it's a little more forgiving. I think the spring, of course, is under there. The floor is still, the Smith Fieldhouse floor is still the same.
It's uniquely springy too, right?
Yeah, yes. And so the floor is still the same. They didn't take out anything below it. They just kind of laid that. It's a double-sided tape, and it's there for a long, long time. We're excited about it. The women's program's excited about it. This is something we've talked back when Chris, when I was coaching the women's team, Chris was with the men's. We brought this up. We wanted that floor. We wanted that look, and so we're excited to have it for sure.
What does Loyola Chicago do that has your attention? Because they bring in Jeff Jendrick and company, a guy that played on the World League team during the summer. Yeah,
he had a great summer, and so they bring a handful of guys from last year's team, and we know, it's a team that beat us on our Chicago road trip last year, where we played both these opponents, Lewis and Loyola. And so, Jendrick's there in the middle. He's gonna kind of do his thing, and we were trying to talk with the guys about that. Don't get too caught up in that. He's gonna go, and he's a great volleyball player. He's gonna make plays. He's gonna kill balls. He's gonna make touches. And so, they've got a good group, and so we're excited for our guys to just kind of line up against them and go from there.
Brendan Sanders back at outside. The other outside spot, who are the most likely candidates to replace Jake Langlois?
Yeah, I mean, we've got Andrew Lincoln there. We've got Storm. And, you know, we like those guys. They've been going in the mix. We've got another kid that's he's not going to be available for the first couple weeks. Cy, he's done a really good job in our gym, and we'll get him ready and available in the next probably in about 3 weeks from now. And so I like that we have a few different guys. Again, it's not the experience we've had in the past where we had some constants in Jake and Kidil, you know, that was a part of the program for 4 or 5 years with their red shirts. And so it'll be, I'm excited. I'm ecstatic for these young men. And I'm excited to see them get that opportunity and go out there.
Is there a cooler name than Storm, by the way?
No, I mean, if you're gonna jump, if you're gonna jump like him and you know and play volleyball, you can't. That's Storm. It's Storm. Yeah.
He's like the Drew Brees, Russell Wilson of volleyball because he's like 6 foot.
Mm-hmm.
He's listed as more.
If that.
He stands next to Price Jarman, and you're like, what is that libero doing on the front row?
What's
and then
going
he
on?
jumps like 50 inches.
Yeah.
Like, he is insane.
Yeah, he can get off the ground. Yeah, the fans are really going to enjoy watching him play. And they saw, you know, he had moments last year where we needed him at times, mostly at the start of the season. But you know, the fans are going to like watching him play. He's got a good energy, great kid, great family, everything.
And whip it from the service line too.
Yeah.
That'll be fun. Well, let's give you some BYU Sports Nation karma for not only tonight but tomorrow's match against Lewis.
Appreciate that.
And we appreciate you coming on.
Always, anytime.
Shawn Olmstead, men's volleyball. They open up the season tonight. They're ranked 3rd, MPSF preseason favorites as well. They play Loyola Chicago 9 Eastern tonight on BYUtv. I cannot wait to get back there, man.